I've created almost around 20 dashboards in my 4.2 years of career, or whatever dashboards you want to say. Then talk about the features that you have used in while creating the dashboard. You can say I've worked on various custom charts which are not available on Tableau, like the donut chart, the Sankey chart, or the sunburst chart. But when you are talking about this, you need to know that he might ask you questions based on that. So you need to prepare that very well so that in case that thank you for joining in today's interview session. How are you doing today?
I'm good. And what about you?
I'm also doing great. Thank you for asking. So before we proceed, can you give a brief introduction about yourself?
Yes. Mm, Good morning. Thank you for giving me chance to explore myself in front of you. I'm Rajeshri. I have completed my graduation as well as diploma in information technology. I have overall 4.2 years of experience as a Tableau developer. My current organization name is Beyond Blue IT Solution Private Limited. As a Tableau developer, I create solution for data visualization to enhance the business processes. Jumping to my roles and responsibilities, I always prepared a business required document and convert it into the technical intention. Uh, I always worked on all phases of software development life cycle, like testing, gathering requirement, planning, designing, implementation, uh, and so on. I always usually write SQL script and maintain it for data analysis and extraction of data. I worked on different technologies like Tableau Prep, Tableau Desktop, Tableau Public, uh, and for database, I use in my organization we use Oracle and SQL database. We follow the agile methodologies for development of software. I create and publish live and extract data set by using join and blending. Uh, According to user requirement, I create a interactive dashboard as per their technologies need. Moving to my project work, I worked on different domains like e-commerce, sales, and banking. I want to elaborate one of my project which comes under the e-commerce. E-commerce, this client main objective is to enable a small merchant to gain market share across the country and the world. And for this, I was just collected the problem statement, what they want. For example, like such as means, what is that? I compare the previous sale, then I looking for inventory of that. I was looked there for their current functionality. What is the current functionality? According to that, I collected the problem statement, and before going means for before developing the this software, my aim is to optimize their expenditure and to increase the all over turnover of my client. I look means I always look for that. And yes, in our means my team and me did it. We increased their turnover by 5%. As per client requirement, I create a interactive dashboard and useful user-friendly dashboard that meets the client expectation. For that project, we were all around 7 of them, and in that my role is software Tableau developer. I developed software for my client that meets their expectation. That is all over the journey of my 4.2 years of experience.
That's great. So since you mentioned that you are carrying an experience of 4.2 years in Tableau, can you let me know what was the initial version of Tableau that you started working with, and what is the recent version that you are working now?
Okay, my initial version is was 2021.1. Sorry, 2020 2020.1, and currently I am working at 2021.4.
Okay, so what all major changes have you observed in these two versions, or any feature that you were not using in your earlier version, which you are using extensively now, which has really helped you in any of your project?
Actually, in earlier version, there are a lot of new features are there, like workbook optimizer, which by using this, we improve the performance of our dashboard. After that, there are
How do
the
you do that?
on
How do
board,
you
yeah,
improve the performance?
improve the how I
Yes,
improve the
how you
performance.
have used it, the feature that you have mentioned, how have you used it to improve the performance of the dashboard?
In workbook optimizer option, there is facility. They give the alert that this field is this some field that is not used, it is not required for longer time. They alerts us, means this feature alert me, and I worked on that. I hide this field, I remove unwanted unnecessary field. Then I also remove the unwanted filters that are not required, and try to make my dashboard dynamic. Means once on one click it will be executed all the sheets.
So you want to make your dashboard dynamic at one click, all the sheets will be executed that you are saying, right? So how will you achieve that? Means what you need to do to ensure that with one click, all the worksheets will get updated?
For that I used action filters. Different action filters are there. By using means in action filter there we can apply filter, means we can add action on filter. By adding action on filter, I can make my dashboard dynamic.
Okay. Suppose I'm using one filter and I want to use that filter for all the worksheets. How will I achieve that?
Actually, is their option, right? If I want one sheet, on clicking one sheet filter, other filter also worked. Then
I
I
don't want to click it. Means I'm putting it as a filter in the filter pane of Tableau. I want to use, suppose, say category as a filter for a particular category, for example. And I want that to be a filter for, means I want to use that filter as a global filter. How will we achieve it?
okay, then I apply this filter to all sheets. There is option available.
Okay. And what is the difference between context filter and normal filters?
Context filter actually context filter works as a primary filter. It means it creates a logical table when we are fetching data. Means when we are dragging some field, or when we are using a filter to get data, it creates a logical table. According to that, other filter work.
So what do you mean by a logical table? Means what is that?
Okay, logical table means it exactly not create a table, means particular table. It just whenever we are fetching uh, information, it creates a temporary table for that visualization. Means it is not exactly a physical table. Means it is virtual table.
Okay. So since we are creating a temporary table, will it, if I create a temporary table and use context filters, will it affect the performance of my dashboard?
Yes.
So why we will use that way? If it is creating a temporary table and it is affecting the performance, then we should avoid it. So why do we use context filters then?
For Yes, this is a point, because sometimes when context filter executes, it takes time. Mm, but if I want other filter works according to one filter, means according to that, means if I want to achieve some critical data fetching, then I use context filter. But limitation of context filter is that it
Right.
creates a logical table, and it gets a performance low.
Yeah. It's not called a logical table, it's a temporary table, not a logical.
Temporary, sorry.
Yeah. So do you know what is a cascading filter?
Yes, I know. Actually,
How to create a cascading filter? If you can give an example which you might have used in any of your project, a scenario, if you can highlight.
Actually, I'm not at using a cascade filter. I just know about it by clicking right down arrow. There is option for relevant values. When I select a relevant values, cascading filter works according to that. But I don't have that much idea about cascading filter.
Okay. So I believe that you have used parameters in your projects, right?
Yes, yes.
So what is the limitation of parameter that you have observed over filters?
Okay, limitation of parameters. Limitation. We can't use parameter as a filter. Means we cannot drag parameters directly into the filter shelf. Okay, for that I want to create a calculated field, and that calculated field I mentioned the parameter, and after that I can use it as a means I can drag this on a filter shelf and I can use that.
But that is the process of how it is done in Tableau. But what is this is not a limitation because you are doing it.
Yeah.
Limitation is something which we can't achieve, right? So what is the thing which is possible in filter, however, it is not possible in parameters? Okay, no issues. You can explore it later. So talking about the requirement gathering phase, as you mentioned that you have worked on all the phases of the software development lifecycle. Can you throw some light that how you get the requirements from the clients and what is the entire process of distribution of the tasks, and how do you maintain the entire flow of the project from the requirement gathering to the deployment?
Okay. In my organization, uh, means we have divided. Suppose we are 7 or 8 team members. Then different works are divided between us. 2 members for ETL team, 2 members for developer, 2 members for tester, and one is a team leader. Usually a team leader gather the requirements from client, but when if required, then all of a team member involved in requirement gathering. After gathering the requirement, we create a ad hoc report, means plan how to execute it, means how all workflow will going on. For achieving their expectation, we design some designing report that will help us to develop our project. Okay, after planning, team leader allocates different works for different members. After that,
So
as a
how this
Tableau
allocation is
developer,
done means how it is understood that this task should be given to Rajshri, this task should be given to someone else. What is the deadline that you guys decide? Means how the entire thing, are you using a waterfall model or an agile methodology in your?
agile methodology. Yeah.
So talk about the sprint plannings that you are doing, how you are highlighting all your blockers. Uh, Means if you are not able to achieve something, how you guys put the tasks in the backlog. I want the flow properly. Yeah.
Mm,
So you are getting it over email or you are using any agile tool for that?
yes, we are using agile Scrum, and in Scrum, what happened? Different tasks are assigned to us by team leader. According to that, means in Scrum, they
Scrum tasks are not assigned. Scrum is something where you need to speak about what is the work you are doing. The task is not assigned during Scrum. But anyways, we can explore that option later. That's not a problem. So you mentioned that you are using SQL scripts as well. You're writing SQL scripts. So you are working hands-on as a SQL developer as well, means writing scripts, or you are just rewiring the existing queries? What is your role as a SQL developer?
mm, I just reviving what the SQL developer given us. I
Okay.
just reviving it, and if uh, any change I want, then I let them know. Or if any small changes there,
Mhm.
then I do it myself.
Okay. So have you ever used custom SQL query in while creating your database repository in Tableau?
Yes.
Okay. So what are the means clauses that you might have used? How do you use the custom SQL query feature in Tableau, and why have you used that? If you can throw some light.
Okay. If I want to restrict some data, or if I want something that from tables, then I used to write a custom SQL query. At data source pane, there is option new SQL query. Double click on that and write SQL query. Sorry, SQL query. According to your data that you want, means if I want some data like I want data from employee table, and I want to give a condition, set a condition. I used where clause for that. It works on row level. It filters the row. Suppose I want data uh, from table that is if uh, employee salary is greater than 2 lakh, then displayed.
Right.
Then I used where clause. And if I want to group
Mhm.
some aggregate, means aggregate some data and apply the condition for that, then I use SQL query that select digest from digest something table, group by uh, column,
Mhm.
having condition, having work on aggregate aggregation of data, means it groups the data, and then condition is applied on that.
So what is the database that you are using when you are connecting your Tableau desktop?
Oracle database.
Oracle database, right? And what is the maximum volume of data you have handled so far?
Up to now, I handle 10 lakh rows data.
1 million data.
Yeah,
Right. Do you know how to use empty extract? How to create empty extract?
empty extract. No, I don't have any idea.
Not yet, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe that, as you mentioned, that you get the SQL means the SQL query from the data modeling team. So have you ever observed that if there are any changes which are made in future which might have affected your dashboard, how do you ensure that your dashboard is once again up to the mark and it is functioning like the way it should if there are sudden changes that are made in the tables by the data modeling team?
Can you please come again?
Right, sure. So, for example, a table has been given to you. You have
Yeah.
connected, you have prepared your database repository using the table provided by the data modeling team. You have created the entire dashboard. You have created your calculated fields. Now, the data modeling team made some changes in the field name. For example, there was something called as customer price, and now they have they have removed the field customer price, and instead they have included, for example, price. Now, the calculated fields that you have created with customer price as the field name definitely will get affected, right? It will throw error because Tableau won't be able to understand directly that where the changes have been done, because those are hard-coded business logics that you have created. So now the changes have been made in the table and it has affected the dashboard. It has affected all your calculated fields. What will you do to ensure that all the dashboards are working properly once again? Will you go to each calculated field and make the changes? What is the process?
I'm not going for calculated field.
Mhm.
Just change the join. Means add data source filter. 1 second, 1 second.
Mhm, mhm.
At when we are joining different tables, there is option for joining. We change the
But for example, join is perfect, right? Join won't get affected because join is happening on the primary and the foreign key.
yeah.
This is a completely different field, a different field name, not a part of the primary and foreign key.
Actually, we can customize this join by giving new column name.
No, I think that won't work. So anyways, we can explore that later as well. Right. So a lot of times we have seen that there are a huge number of duplicates that gets attached to it when you are creating joins. Okay. How do you remove the duplicates?
Duplicates
Mhm.
by firing query for remain duplicate, or by using distinct keyword, we can avoid the duplicates.
How will you fire a query in Tableau? Means once you created the join, once you have put in the table, once you have created the join, now what you need to do, what is that query that you will write?
Yes, after join, there is not possible to fire query, right? Avoid duplicates. Sorry.
No issues, no issues. It's fine. Yeah. Okay. So can you tell me what are constraints and what are the different types of constraints we have in SQL?
Yes. Constraint enforces the integrity of data, and it is helpful to remove the unwanted columns from the data for ensuring the integrity. Constraint types are not null, check, primary key, foreign key. Not null, check, primary key from foreign key. Yes, that is not null is used to restrict the data from not allowing null data. Check constraint is used to satisfy some condition by specified condition. Primary key is work as work as a uniquely identify the rows or data, and foreign key is worked as a uh, referential integrity to other table.
Right. So you mentioned in your introduction that you are using joins, right? So there is a new feature which is called as relationships, which has been introduced, which is much more powerful as compared to joins. So why you are still using joins? Why not have changed to relationships? Any major reason behind it?
Actually, a is is a contract. It is a contract between tables. It just fetch data, fetch
Hmm.
similar data, and means we if there are number of table and I want to fetch some information from table, it by default makes a join and fetching data, but it not create a physical means connection between them relationship. That's why we are using join.
Yeah, so it's good, right? It is not creating a physical table, because if otherwise the database repository will be more heavy and the performance will get affected. That is why relationship has been introduced by Tableau, so that it can be done on the logical level, and the performance can be optimized using that. And join also does the same thing, right? You will be connecting the tables using the primary and the foreign keys. So why not relationships? Why still join? Yeah, that was my question. If it is improving the performance, then why you have not yet shifted from joins to relationships? Oh, that's fine. So do you know what is the difference between join and blend?
Yes, I know. Join usually works on if I want to fetch data from a same data source. For example, I have data source is in format of CSV and
Mhm.
other data source is also in format of CSV. Then I use join for fetching data from these two data sources. And if I want to fetch data from different data sources, for example, I have one data source in CSV file and one data source in SQL database. Then I use blending for that.
Okay.
And join first, join works means join first joins the data and then aggregate the data. And blending what does it? Aggregate data first and then join will perform.
Right. So there is a concept called as cross database join. Are you aware of it?
Cross database join, yes. um it work as a Cartesian product,
Mhm.
many to many relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
So if cross database join is possible, then as you are saying, joins it can only be used for the same database, right? With multiple tables. Then cross database join is there. Why we are not using that? Why we are going for blend?
Because once there is miss, what happen in blending? Blending just itself analyze and blends same field at once. And in cross database, what happen? Cross join, what happen? It makes one to many, many to many relationship. It takes also uh, many means a lot of time to do this, and by using this, my means performance will get decreased. That's why I use blending.
Okay. So what is the default join when you blend data?
Inner inner join.
Yeah, join. Okay. So any limitation of joins that you know in Tableau
Join or blend?
for joins?
For joins,
Mhm.
That is it. That we can't join different data sources. That is the main limitation of join.
Right. But
Yeah.
besides that, is there any limitation? Because that is why join has been introduced. We didn't join. Is there any kind of limitation? Actually, we can't join more than 32 tables.
Yeah.
So maximum number of tables. So that is the limitation of joins. However, that problem is solved by using relationships. You can connect as many tables possible.
Okay.
Anyways, okay. So my final question will be, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years of time?
Sorry, I'm not prepared for that question.
No, you don't. You don't have to prepare anything. You have some goals, right? In the next 5 years, where do you see yourself? So, any goals and aspirations that you have? Might be as a team leader, manager.
I want to be a team leader. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So, Rashri, I'm done with the round. If you have any question, do let me know. Okay, and then we'll start with the feedback.
Okay. Actually, I don't have any question. Actually,